This isn't your average probation violation hearing. What we're about to witness is a tug-of-war between redemption and repeated bad choices. Meet Michael Shoemaker, a man who claims he's turned his life around, staying sober, working, and supporting his family. But here's the twist. While on probation, he decided to take a cruise trip without official court approval. Now, if you think that's just a harmless vacation, think again. In the world of probation, stepping outside the rules can mean serious time behind bars. Stick around, because this judge is about to expose just how thin the line is between second chances and a decade in prison.
All right, and are you Mr. Schumacher?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I pronouncing it right? Is it Schumacher or Shoemaker?
Shoemaker.
All right, you're Mr. Shoemaker.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're here on a motion to reconsider.
Yes, Judge. Defense filed that motion. We were here about a week ago, Judge, on a motion to revoke his probation. Mr. Shoemaker did plead true to violating his probation by traveling outside of the county. Just for the court's recollection or whatever, he was going on a cruise was the reason he'd gone out of the county. And at the last week when we had that agreement, I hadn't had the time to speak with my client in person about everything outside of the courtroom.
Notice how the defense is trying to reframe this entire situation. They're bringing up character letters, sobriety milestones, and job improvements. That's smart. Humanizing the client is defense 101. But here's the question. Does doing the right thing after getting caught erase the fact that he broke probation in the first place? Courts love progress. Yes. But they care even more about consistency and trust. Once you're on probation, every single decision you make is under a microscope. One misstep, especially something as big as unauthorized travel, can undo years of good behavior. Viewers, what do you think? Should his sobriety and family support weigh more than his rule breaking? Or does the judge have to play hardball here?
And so that was the reason why we filed the motion to reconsider. I did want to address some things that we were not able to bring up at that last setting. So while he's been on probation, I'd like to actually focus on the last couple of years, because it seems like that over the last 2 years, Mr. Shoemaker has made substantial changes to his life to better himself and to become a better person. So while on probation, he has continued checking in with his probation officer. He's continued having negative UAs. And as kind of outside of probation, he has also worked on his becoming sober. And so I believe that he has a statement that he will make telling you a little bit about how he has become sober over the last couple of years. In addition to that, he is kind of improved his job situation so he can provide for his family also, Judge. And we do also have a couple of character letters, which I think can describe his, I guess, him outside of the court, outside of the criminal justice system a little bit better than I can do. So I'd like to present those to the court as well, Judge. And I believe that my client would also.
All right, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Michael Paul Shoemaker.
All right.
I'd just like to say, last time I was in front of you a couple of years ago, I had asked you for some, I needed some help with my alcoholism, and you had me do 90 and 90. And I just want to let you know, I did complete that, and I have kept going on with that. So I think that has helped my sobriety. I'm not going to be any good if I'm behind bars as far as providing and taking care of all my responsibilities I need to out there.
All right, so here's my question.
Yes.
Why were you not thinking of that before you disobeyed the court's orders?
So I did talk to my probation officer about going on the cruise, and I gave her the time, the dates, and all that, and I never heard back from her. And I don't really have I don't have an excuse. I didn't follow the order.
Probation? On this case, is there notation that he talked to his probation officer about going on a cruise? All right, thank you. All right, you may continue.
I'm just trying to better my life and trying to make better decisions.
But see, that's the problem. You're not making better decisions. And your thought should have been that if I have not heard from probation back on my cruise, you could have came to court, probation officers here, and you could have said, hey, I sent a letter and talked to my other probation officer about going on this cruise, and I haven't had a word back. And you know what they would have done? They would have called that probation officer and they would have said, oh yeah, we're going to put that before the judge and see what she says. When you're on probation, this whole thing where it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission, that doesn't work when you're on probation. And not only did you go on a cruise or attempt to go on a cruise, they arrested you before you could go, but you were going with someone who had a protective order against you. So that's two things you did wrong. One, you were going on a cruise without the court's permission. And two, you were going on a cruise with someone that you were not supposed to be around because they had a protective order against you.
Boom. And there it is. The cruise wasn't just a vacation slip-up. He was planning to travel with a person who had a protective order against him. That's a double violation. And honestly, it makes his "I didn't know better" excuse crumble. The judge lays it out clearly. Probation isn't about asking forgiveness later. It's about permission first. Think about it. If the system allowed people to bend rules whenever it was convenient, the whole structure of probation would collapse. This is the classic courtroom clash between someone trying to play it casual and a judge making it crystal clear. Rules exist for a reason.
And I understand that sometimes women will have a protective order against a guy, and then the next thing you know, they're back together and they're traveling or they're living together. And then something happens and that person calls the police. And then guess what? You come to court and say, well, I've been living with her. She was fine with it. You're not supposed to. Those are against the rules. Probation?
Yes, Judge, there was notation that Mr. Shoemaker asked for permission. And at that time, the CSO indicated that she wanted him to become more current on his fees and enrolled in his MRT.
See, and you hadn't even enrolled in your MRT, is that correct?
Well, I was getting ready to enroll with MRT, and I had already gone through the list of them, and I had one picked out. And I told my probation officer, and she said to me the last time to hold off on signing up because she wanted to talk to you to see if I still needed the MRT class. So that was the last I had heard from her. She said,
all right,
"Hold
most
off."
definitely you need the MRT because you're not making rational decisions.
Correct.
All right. Any questions?
Nothing to say.
And Judge, I do believe that he is making better decisions than he was before. He has worked on his sobriety, and I don't know that he mentioned this, but after completing those 90 days, he did go through a sober living facility that he successfully completed. And he had been on parole, and he successfully completed parole as well. So we believe that he is making better decisions than he was before. What we're asking for is we are asking for the court to follow the original agreement. However, since this court does have concerns about his ability to make good decisions, we're asking that the court does want him to work on that or enroll in something. There is a course, a cognitive behavior course that is outside of ISF, and we asked the court to order that instead of the ISF.
And what course is this?
I spoke with probation about it. It's 10 classes, 20 hours. I don't have more information than that, Judge.
Probation? What class is this?
I believe go through CATS I believe it's through CATS, but it's a cognitive behavior course. It's 20 hours and it goes for 10 weeks and it targets the thinking errors and standing cognitive issues.
Okay.
Additional information indicate it develops pro-social attitudes and behaviors.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. All right. State?
Your Honor, the state would be in agreement. Previously, whenever we were here on this NTR, we did request something that was out of custody. It was 90 days, 50 days. We can really get into that. But we do think that this additional requirement will be helpful.
All right, thank you, State.
Now here's the suspense. After all, the back and forth, will the judge throw the hammer down or give him one more chance? Instead of immediate jail time, the court pivots toward cognitive behavioral classes. Why? Because the root issue isn't just alcohol or travel slips, it's decision making. Judges know that without tackling the thought process behind bad choices, the cycle just repeats. This is where the system tries to balance punishment with rehabilitation. What's fascinating here is how much faith the judge still puts in Shoemaker, despite his mistakes. But make no mistake, she reminds him he's only one step away from a 10-year prison sentence.
All right, this is what the court will do. The court will reconsider, and the court is going to order cognitive behavioral courses through CATS. And I'll hold ISF in abeyance. Is there anything else?
Nothing from the defense judge.
No, let's see.
All right. All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Shoemaker,
Yes, ma'am.
you need to start making better decisions. The
Correct.
state has agreed to this. You are looking at 10 years in the prison. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Everything from here on out that you do, you need to ask yourself if it could potentially result in you going to prison for 10 years. If the answer is yes, you should not do it. If the answer is maybe, you should not do it. Do not do this thing with the court where you are deciding that it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission, because that doesn't work in the criminal law world. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything else you need?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
All right. And here's the other thing. That person you were going on the cruise with,
Yes, Your Honor.
there's a protective order against that person. I mean, that person has a protective order against you. You are not allowed, even if they say, oh, we're back together, everything's going right. You're not allowed to do that. If there's a protective order, which according to what I've received, there is, you need to speak to an attorney to see about getting that lifted if that person wants it lifted. But you are not allowed to be around that person. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
So what did we just see? A defendant pleading for leniency, a defense team pushing hard on his progress, and a judge who refused to let emotions cloud the law. Shoemaker escapes prison, for now, but with conditions that leave zero margin for error. The big lesson? On probation, your life isn't just your own, it's under the court's control. One risky decision can erase years of good behavior. If you found this breakdown as eye-opening as we did, don't forget to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns. Trust me, you won't want to miss the next one.